subscribe, and leave comments, which are always helpful. The subject matter tonight is obviously Israel and the atrocities that have been portrayed against Israel over the past few days. It's just sickening, really, what's happened to the Israeli people and how they've been massacred and babies have been beheaded, and it's just it's really disturbing to the core, and just how the West has responded to this in an appalling way, really. The major media mainstreams of the BBC, NBC, and the American ones, ITV, it's all the same kind of nonsense. If this Israel's fault because they weren't prepared, they have this super intel and it surprised them, and they're already blaming Israel for an assault on themselves, which is just insanity, stupidity. It's infuriating to listen to. The West should be ashamed, to be honest, of how it's handling this situation, and how quickly we forget what's happened to Israel over the years. Nothing new is happening here. Years and decades have gone by into the same thing. Israel is the most persecuted nation and race on the face of the planet, and always has been. And the last time, let's check our history books. What happened last time? Similar to what's happening now. 1938, 1937. Yeah, the Jews were made to wear stars and they started removing their human rights again. Oh, look what happened a little bit. 6 million of them were wiped out as we kind of ignored what was going on in Nazi Germany. 6 million of them. And then we quickly forget that. Put that to one side, and now it's happening again, where terrorists are marching in and murdering them in their beds, beheading their children, and it's their fault. And this is the stupidity of the West and news organisations that report anything other than the faults of Hamas and the Palestinian people. These people are deluded and racists and bigots, which is absolutely. This is the truth of the situation. I mean, look at the Ukraine. They went to war, and it was let's put out the Ukraine flags and let's, Putin's a bad guy, and let's give lots of money to Ukraine. Now Israel is being assaulted and raped by Palestine and the Hamas terrorists, and it's like, we're not to forget, there might be other people, and there's lots of grey areas, isn't there? Really, no, there's no grey areas here. This is the other lie, and let's present you with some facts again. Hamas and the Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip. Now then, who supplies them with gas, electricity and water free for I don't know how long? Yeah, it's Israel. Pat on the back. So when this come assaulting and murdering their children and their people and their soldiers, and they're having their big party, and they just came in and mowed them down and kidnapped them, held them hostage. Yeah, they have every right to turn that supply off and say, you're out of order. This is just out of order. You know what I mean? We can't start saying that it's okay. The fact is, this is facts. Hamas and the Palestinian people aren't interested in a dual. What's the word I'm looking for? The two-state solution, which is just. Again, that's a reasonable way forward, and that's a practical way forward, and that's like the voice of reason. Yeah, a two-state solution. Palestinians have this bit of land, the Gaza Strip, and that. But the fact is Hamas and they're surrounded by Muslim countries. They don't have to stay in Gaza if they don't want to. It isn't a prison. They can leave when they want. But the fact is this, they don't want to leave because they want to stay there. Why do they want to stay there? Because they want to obliterate Israel. You go and see what their agenda is. They're not interested in a two-state solution. They want an end to Israel. They're not interested in a peace treaty. They want an end to Israel. They don't give a stuff about peace and generations for the children. They want an end to Israel. They want Israel wiped off the face of the mat. That's their agenda. That's what they want. That's the facts. That's all they've ever wanted. They're not interested in peace. I know I'm a bit passionate about this subject, but I'm just sick to death of seeing on the news and how it's being presented as some kind of horrible thing that's happened, but Israel's kind of brought it on itself. No, I'm sorry, it hasn't. This is all happening again, and it's a prophetic message I want to give you, because I'll tell you how do we know where Israel belongs to. Israel actually belongs to God. It's his land, it's his real estate, he put his claim to it. It belongs to God, first and foremost. I'm talking about the God of the Bible, I'm talking about Yahweh. It's his land. How do I know this? Because it's written in this book. Then he gave that land to the Jews. And that's it. There's no territory disputes or whatever goes on. It was given to the Jews by God. Ends that argument. Okay? And the fact that it belongs to God, and this is a warning for all the countries that want to take a stand against Israel. I'm talking about Russia, China, America, England, the United Kingdom, any country, any Western country that wants to take a stand against Israel. Next time we stand against Israel as a world or as a globe, God will defend Israel itself. We're talking about the God here, a real God and a real Bible. This is truth. Again, this is a truth. 80% of the predictions in this book have come true because this is the truth. Next it says, this is a prophecy to come. You attack Israel, you will suffer the wrath of God. This is a prophetic message. Don't mess with Israel. They are God's people. They're chosen people. I'm a Gentile, but I've been grafted into the vine because I'm a believer if Jesus is coming, and he's coming soon. And this time when he comes, he's not going to sit back like the West, sit there indignant in its own self-righteousness. That's the kind of evil that is sickening to the stomach, where atrocities are being caused and we sit back and do nothing. They have murdered 18 British civilians over there. They were just holidaying and they were murdered as well by this. The Hamas people. They've got a right to do that, really. And I'm certain they haven't. They're declaring war on this country as far as I'm concerned. Why isn't there up in arms about that? Why are we not sending our troops over there? Well, Jesus isn't going to sit back and do nothing, because Jerusalem's where he's going to come back to, and he will rescue his people. That is coming, and it's coming soon. So, that's my message. Think about it. The Bible's true. Jesus is coming soon. And Israel and his people, don't mess with them. Really, don't mess with them. Because God, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. And if you think you can do to Israel, do you think man's justice has covered for what happened in 1945? Well, in the 1939 to 45. Man's justice has covered that, has it? No. Men are going to answer to God for it after them, for what we have done to Israeli people. So, yeah. God bless you. And hopefully next time I come, it won't be too long. So please like and subscribe and comment if you've got any comments about what I've said or what you think about what I've said. If you're upset or frustrated about what I've said, or you're offended by what I've said, I'm sorry if you're offended, but be offended, because I can't change the truth. This is not my opinion I'm talking about. This is what it says in the Bible, and I know the Bible to be true, and these are the things that are going to happen. So I can't change scriptural truth just because you're offended. Yeah, so I'll be back again soon, hopefully with maybe some good news about what's going on in Israel at the moment, and then maybe a way to find a peace out there, just to, yeah, some justice for Israel for once. Okay, I'll say thank you and good night.